Good morning, everyone. We're going to do the story today of Joseph and his brothers. Jacob lived with his family in a place called Canaan. He had many sons. One of Jacob's younger sons was named Joseph. Jacob spent more time with Joseph than his other sons. He even had a special coat made for Joseph. It seemed to be to Joseph's brothers that their father loved Joseph more than he loved them, and they felt very sad and angry. One night, Joseph had a dream. The next morning, he couldn't wait to tell everyone about it. I dreamed we were all in the field tying stems of grain together. Suddenly, I couldn't believe my eyes. Your grain made a circle around mine and then bent over. You were bowing down to me. Isn't that exciting? Exclaimed Joseph. Our grain did what? They laughed. Why do you think we would bow down to you like you were some kind of king? The brothers said angrily. Joseph hung his head and walked away, slowly and sadly. The next night, Joseph had another dream. He excitedly told everyone in the morning, I had an even better dream last night. I looked up into the sky. There I was. I saw the sun and the moon and the stars bow down to me. Isn't that amazing? He said. This time his father was listening. Jacob was angry with Joseph and said, Why do you think your mother and I would stand next to your brothers and bow down to you as if you were a king? I don't like the strange dreams you are having. They will never come true. Now his brothers and his fathers were really mad at him. Luckily for Joseph, Jacob decided to send his brothers off with the sheep for a while. Later, Jacob sent Joseph to find out how Joseph's brothers were doing with the sheep. As he was getting near them, his brothers saw him coming. Here comes our dreaming brother. Let's get rid of him, they planned. They grabbed Joseph and threw him into a pit. Ouch! The rocks at the bottom of the pit were as hard and sharp. God, why are they doing this to me? Prayed Joseph. A group of traders walked by on their way to Egypt. The brothers thought they'd get rid of Joseph once and for all. They sold Joseph to the traders and watched as he was taken away. Joseph had many hard times. His brothers sold him into a group of traders. He was taken into Egypt, far away from his family, and put into jail, even though he hadn't done anything wrong. Joseph thought, how long will I be there? I didn't break any laws, but I am in jail, he sighed. At least I know God will help me. Many months later, 2 men who had worked for the Pharaoh were put into jail. One morning, Joseph overheard them talking. The man said, What does it mean? I have no idea, but I hope I never have a dream like that again. It was terrible. The other man said, Mine was too. The first man replied. Joseph asked, What's wrong? They answered. We had weird dreams last night. We wondered what they meant. Joseph said, Tell me your dreams. I can explain them. The men described them to Joseph. God helped Joseph explain their dreams to them. 2 years later, Joseph was still in jail. One of the men Joseph had helped with was the Pharaoh. Pharaoh told him, I had a very scary dream last night. I wondered what it meant. The man remembered Joseph and told the Pharaoh about Joseph's way of explaining dreams. Pharaoh asked for Joseph to be brought to him. He told Joseph, First I dreamed I was standing by the Nile River, and out came 7 healthy, fat cows. They were eating grass, and 7 ugly, sick, skinny cows came and ate the fat cows. The Pharaoh continued, Then in another dream, 7 plump and healthy ears of corn grew on a corn stalk. Then 7 thin, rotten, unhealthy ears and ate in the healthy ones. God helped Joseph, and Joseph could tell the Pharaoh about what the dreams meant. They meant that for 7 years, Egypt would have plenty of food. Then there would be 7 years when there was not enough and people would go hungry. The Pharaoh knew something had to be done. He put Joseph in charge of the whole country. Joseph saved food for 7 years, getting ready for the years when it would be in shortage of food. When there wasn't enough food in many countries, the people in Egypt had plenty. God helped Joseph know what needed to be done. With God's help and love, Joseph did well, even through the worst of times. God always watched over Joseph. God spoke to Joseph in dreams, and Joseph used the knowledge to plan ahead. When the famine came, people from all over came to find food for their families because they heard Joseph had saved up for 7 years. Even Joseph's brothers traveled to Egypt to find food. But it had been such a long time since they had seen each other, the brothers didn't recognize Joseph. Joseph kept the secret of who he was from his brothers for a while. But soon he couldn't wait any longer. Joseph finally told them who he was. I am your brother Joseph, who you sold in to the Egyptian traders. Don't feel bad anymore because God sent me ahead of you so that I could save your people, including you. This famine is going to last for many years. So hurry back to our father and tell him, I am safe. I want you to bring your families and your children and all of your sheep and goats to live near me. Once Joseph's brothers saw who he was, they all hugged each other and cried. They jumped up and down with relief and with joy. Joseph and his brothers talked and talked. The brothers talked from the time the sun came up to the time the sun went down. When the Pharaoh heard that Joseph's brothers had come, he told Joseph, tell them to go get everyone in your family. I will give them the best land in Egypt to call their own. Joseph gave his brothers wagons, food, and new clothes. They went back to their father and told him the good news. Joseph is still alive. He is the ruler of all of Egypt. Everyone danced, and when they heard the news, this is all I could ask for, Joseph's father said. Now I will see my son again. Let's get moving. Joseph's family all moved to Egypt, but the brothers were worried. What if Joseph is still angry with us? What if we are so awful with him? What can we do? The brothers went to Joseph and said, here we are. We don't deserve to be your brothers anymore, so we will be your slaves. But Joseph said to him, don't be silly. I am your brother. No matter what, even though you planned for something bad to happen to me, God turned it into something good. And that's right. Even when they think we have the worst of times, there's probably going to be something good that comes out of it. So we hope to see you all here this Sunday. We're going to be doing some chalk drawing in the parking lot.